Hello.
Hi, Avatar Part 2 took a long time coming. It's called Avatar Way of Water,
The Way of Water.
The Way of Water. It's a visual treat by James Cameron. It's spectacular, must watch on the big screen.
It's a familiar plot. It's familiar characters. They are still on the planet Pandora. They are now Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana. They have four kids in different ways and forms, and they are living the dream life, loving being in the forest, loving being one with nature. And then familiar adversaries arrive, and the balance is thrown into disarray. They now move from the forest to the sea, to different clans in Pandora, and now have to learn to live all over again. And that's where a lot of the visual delights come in as we move from the forest to the underwater world, which James Cameron, being James Cameron, has researched thoroughly. And we get to see a different way of life. And we get to see the sea and the ocean in all its glory. And then what happens? Of course, being very American in its perspective, you get to see it all being, in a sense, one family and its problems versus, let's say, a familiar set of adversaries rather than dwell on the bigger issues, so to speak. Uh, you find other characters, in a sense, almost reduced to the role of bystanders because it becomes very much about that family in that sense. So I think that's broadly my take on Avatar. What did you think?
That's an interesting perspective, yeah. Because then they would show finding happiness in little things, date nights without the children, just happiness in sitting as a family, etc. That was highlighted, yes. And we went to watch this movie with another couple, and the perspective was interesting when we came out. And she said something like, "Since we've seen these effects and how they came about in the first part, the second part it wasn't that much of a
Wow.
visual
Let's say the wow
the
factor.
wow factor,
Yeah.
and which I thought, yes, I mean, that made sense, but it is like
Beautiful. It's a
beautiful.
beautiful movie.
Yes,
It is 3 hours 12 minutes or 3 hours 15 minutes,
that's true. Yeah,
and it does feel long. You
yeah,
do start wondering what is happening from a story perspective
yes.
at times. The story narrative is very simple, and like I said, it doesn't even dwell on the larger things. By the way, a lot of interesting touches of, I would say, Hindu philosophy in there.
Yes,
Some surprises. I don't want to kind of give it away.
I get that.
Uh, and I think the parts that I love are the parts where humans are shown to be in balance with nature.
Yes.
And I guess for me, a lot more could have been made out of those bits
Hmm.
and nature kind of reasserting itself versus it becoming, like I said, more like a family feud thing. I just didn't kind of
And a
resonate too much with that.
personal
It
vendetta,
became
sort of.
too
Yes,
personal
yeah,
and too what this family thinks, whereas I think there are such bigger, broader issues in a sense.
true.
So 3 hours on, let's say, the Sully family was a bit much in that sense,
Right.
but gorgeous visuals.
Absolutely.
uh, Worth a one-time watch for sure.
Yes.
Time for the rating. One,
Um,
two, three.
I'll say it because I'm holding the mic, so it's a 7 for me too.
So seven from both of us, which
That's
is
right.
kind of a surprise. I thought Ritu's would be higher, but yeah, you do feel some emotions. You do feel for the family. You do feel for the kids. Some interesting kind of by stories there.
Yeah, and
Uh,
as for the 8 going to 7, there was a reason why I
okay.
deducted that one mug, and you know
Okay.
that.
All
I
right.
don't want to let the
Okay.
plot out.
So yeah, seven from both of us. We recommend you watch it in the theater and do let us know what you think. Thank you.
Thank you.